Guilty of crime.
Hello, everybody. What's up? Happy Wednesday. Come on in. I am Jay with Guilty of Crime, and we're back. You guys do me a favor. Come on in. You can meander your way in. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't. And there you go. Get a membership if you can. If you have the means to gift memberships, get memberships, what have you. You know how we do over here. I believe, give away the most amount of stuff of any channel I know. But if you find another channel that gives away more, let me know so I can go over there and get some swag. All right, what's up, everybody? How you doing? Guilty of Crime gang. It's a Wednesday, and I'm chilling today. I'm chilling. It's not too hot outside, just relaxing. It's nice and quiet at home. The Yorkie's back there trying to feed himself. You know how those Yorkies do, right? The Yorkies they get that bowl out, they get their spoon, and they're like, I'm feeding myself. That's what Wes is doing right now. I can hear him trying to feed himself. So if you like Yorkies, if you like my channel, any of that, hit the like button. Welcome, everybody. How you doing today? Sammy Woody from London, UK. How you doing? What's up? Welcome in. Desiree, Aquarius, Shadow. I love the honey badger. Honey badger, don't give a fuck. And I'll leave it at that. What's up, guys? How you doing? Come on in. Let's relax. It's Wednesday. We're halfway through the week. All right, listen up. Found alive, Claire Bell, 3 years old. Sad story. TikTok mom dumps 3-year-old Claire Bell on the highway and in the process kills her family dog. All right, now we're going to pull that up. We're going to talk about all this today. I don't want to overexpose Claire Bell. It's the media has asked that we kind of keep it a little more low key. All right, so we don't want to spread Claire Bell so much, but we do want you to know that Claire needs to recover from this. All right, this mom that mentally had a breakdown, in my opinion, and even more than that. All right, Martine, what's up? Your president is in my country now. Oh no, let's not talk about the president around here, all right? I'm the president of my own household. That's as far as we go. All right. Love your book, by the way. Great read and laugh. Thank you. I'm so glad that you got a kick out of it. You didn't take it too seriously. It is my story, and I do like to laugh at myself. So thank you. I appreciate that. All right, guys, we're going to get into it. I haven't even got into it, and I love that you guys are already asking questions. This happened in Canada. As a matter of fact, some of the articles that I pulled up had to be translated. It wasn't even in English. So this is also in Canada, and I'm going to give you a side-by-side. We're actually looking at this mom and another mom, and we're going to do that today. So what's up, guys? Good to see you. Kathleen says, happy to see you, Jay. It's been a while. Yeah, Jay for president. I'm the president. I'm going to be the president. I'm the president of my own team, all right? Team guilty of crime, gang guilty of crime. Let's get justice for these children and any of the other victims that need this coverage, all right? So again, this is in Canada. You haven't heard of this case, and I'm glad you're here. If you haven't heard of it, what's up, Kimmy Dawn from Canada? Another case from Canada, all right? I'm glad you haven't heard of this because you're here with me, Jay, from Guilty of Crime, and I'm going to tell you all about it today. We're going to take a look at the TikToker. Everybody asks, where's the dad? Every time I do a case that covers a child being harmed, all right, and the dad not being in the picture, everybody says, where is the dad? So I'm gonna answer all your questions. And you know the cool thing about today is super chill. Wednesdays I used to do Watts Wednesday, and now it's just kind of like, hey, a case a day, baby, a case a day. We gotta cover these cases so you know about it. All right, I have lots of new cases. I mean, we research, including me. I'm researching more than a case a day. All right. I do lots of cases a day, but I can only present one a day. There's 90 people in here, which gives you guys the chance to chat and ask questions. All right. So we're getting into this right now. Sammy Wood, 60 kids saved. Yep. I covered that yesterday, and that was a great success. That got around the internet really well, better than I expected. And I'm so proud of that. And I'm proud that you guys helped to spread it. Has this woman suffered with mental health issues in the past? We haven't even got into the episode yet, but I'll answer you real soon. All right. 106 children found, 244 arrests. I did not hear of that Texas case. Feel free to email me, guiltyofcrime@gmail.com. All right. So I'm going to pull this little angel's face down. I'm going to start real quick by showing you a news clip. Many times I've done a lot of other things, like I've been completely talking to you guys about what's going on, but I'm going to start off today. I think it's important for me to start off with the little girl being rescued and the recovery that it's going to take. And then I'm going to get into everything. Don't worry, you guys. I'm going to tell you who, what, when, where, and frickin' why. I'm going to tell you everything that I can. All right. So we're just chilling. Toddler found alive. Long road to recovery. I will promise I'm going to fill you in on all the details very soon. 3-year-old Quebec girl found alone on Ontario highway, folks. That's scary. Let's go.
Police say she spent more than 3 days and nights alone in the heat and humidity beside Highway 417 in eastern Ontario after being left there with no food and no water.
She's in the ditch. She was lying in the ditch.
Captain Benoit Richard says the 3-year-old Montreal girl was spotted by an Ontario Provincial Police drone lying in tall grass that would have made her hard to spot from the road. Officers then rushed to her.
She put her hands up and she was talking with the officers.
Richard says OPP officers quickly gave her mangoes and Gatorade. Small children are particularly susceptible to heat stroke and dehydration.
And you guys, I don't have that picture right with me, and I'm kind of glad I don't, because I probably would share it with you. That little angel didn't die. She made it safe, and she had one of the gnarliest black eyes I've ever seen on a child. So that picture is haunting to me. I don't have to have it in front of me. I can see that little girl with a black eye, swollen shut, peed on herself. Her pants were wet. She was dirty, probably dehydrated, guys. This is disgusting. So please, if you want to know about this case and you want to hear all the details, stay with me, hit that like button, and buckle up, because today is a big trigger warning. All right. And the rest of the week, I would say that as well. I have so many cases, so many crimes. Yeah, the black eye, you said the black eye was worse than Elon's. You guys, too much sometimes. Swollen, shut, peed pants, dirty, just awful, guys, heartbreaking and disgusting. And on top of that, their chihuahua was found dead. She tossed out the dog. I don't know when she killed the dog, but dog dead, child dumped. What was she going to do? Well, I know what she's going to do now.
Not having water for 3 days can be critical and can be lethal.
On Sunday, the 3-year-old was last seen around 9:45 a.m. with her mother and pet chihuahua in Montreal near their home. Almost 6 hours later, her mother reported her missing 50 kilometers west in Coteau-du-Lac. Monday, the dog was discovered dead on the side of a highway.
All right, do you guys see that? And I'm going to show you next. The mom was in court, and I'm going to show you lots and lots and lots of things today. So like I said, buckle up. Look at that map there. Mother arrested afternoon. Dog discovered dead on the side of a highway. She dropped the dog off and the little girl to die, guys, to die. You're absolutely welcome, Stella. And yes, she's evil. And we're going to deep dive into this case today. You know how we do around here. So let's go.
The girl's mother was arrested and charged with child abandonment. On Wednesday, police announced new information. The pair had been seen Sunday afternoon by an Eastern Ontario farmer. Investigators narrowed their search, and the girl was found along a highway at 2 p.m. in a rural area of Ontario, about 150 kilometers west of Montreal.
The level of fear that she must have experienced must have been quite intense.
Dr. Nafisa Ismail says at 3 years old, the girl will have the capacity to remember what happened.
How impactful that's going to be on her physical health, on her mental health.
This is very important to take a look at this, guys. And the reason I say that is because this relates to yesterday. When somebody gets something like this or some trauma that happens to them, guess what comes next? Mental health, all right? We got to make sure the physical health is good, but mental health goes a long way. And that's with everything. That's whether you're on social media, off social media, a content creator, not a content creator, a parent, whatever. All right? What's up, Lynn? Good to see you. I'm glad that you love the way I cover true crime. Tiffany here. I didn't know Tiff would be in chat. Thanks for being here today. Special shout out to Tiff. Much love to her. Send her prayers. We're not going to talk about why. And then also, I guess you like my voice today. She says I sound like I'm seducing somebody today. I think that's funny. That's how I used to talk to you guys all the time before. Low and slow. Low and slow on a Wednesday, baby. So buckle up because you guys are probably going to be very upset at this evil mom today. And thanks, Tiff, for the compliment. I like it. I like it.
Health will depend on the environment that she finds herself in going forward.
She says that while each child is unique, kids that experience intense trauma at a young age can grow up with deep psychological scars.
These children have issues then forming new relationships, trusting relationships.
Authorities are now asking the media and the public to stop broadcasting the girl's name and image so she.
And that's what I was referring to. So I was doing this case. Tiff has been helping me on this case. And I said, hey, I watched the Deception Detective video, and that's what I saw them saying. However, they also said that about the Jack and Lily case. And look at what happened with that. If we wouldn't be all over that, I think half of the information coming out, or a big chunk of it, wouldn't have made it to the police. So that's awesome. Yeah, mental health is more important. Lady for Justice, good to see you, my friend. Thank you for the $1.99 super sticker. I appreciate you. And thank you all for being chill today. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Again, trigger warning for this entire case.
She can regain her anonymity. Her 34-year-old mother has a court appearance Friday morning as she faces child abandonment charges. Dan Spector, Global News, Montreal.
All right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put a picture of this wackadoodle mom up while I tell you what happened in the case, all right? So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what happened, then we're going to go over the TikToks, then I'm going to show you this Beezy's sitting in jail, thankfully. All right, so here she is. So luckily we have TikTok and social media to go back on and say, what is happening with people in this world? I don't know. All right, Veronica, good to see you. Shout out to you. I always miss my crime crew people when I don't see you. So what's up? Yeah, trigger warning, guys. All right, look at that mom. She was on TikTok spouting this ish. All right, so let's talk about what happened. All right, when this happened, how it happened, and all of that. All right, so it's June 25th, 2025. This happened on June 15th, 2025. 34-year-old Rachel Ella Todd. All right, now you're looking at the crazy TikToker mom right now. Rachel Todd arrived barefoot and distraught at a fireworks store in Quebec, Canada, around 3 p.m. Now, she reported her 3-year-old daughter, Claire Bell, missing. All right, Claire had seen that morning at approximately 9:45 in the morning, walking from her mother near Newman Boulevard in the, I'm not sure how to say, is it La Salle borough of Montreal. All right. The next day, guys, June 16th at 2 p.m., provincial police discovered the family's small, brown, long-haired chihuahua, named Hazel, by the way. Now, Hazel was dead on the shoulder of Highway 30. And investigators believe Hazel was with Claire during her disappearance. So, possibly Rachel dumped Claire and the dog. I want to call Hazel and Claire got dumped off on the shoulder of the highway and disappeared. All right. So an aerial search in Quebec is what happened. Not only a ground search, but an aerial search. A massive multi-agency effort unfolded over 4 days. All right. Now, June 18th, after 2 p.m., an Ontario police drone spotted Claire alone but alive in a ditch, guys. Highway 417 near Albert, Ontario. Though she was dehydrated and shaken, she was unharmed, and she told officers that she was waiting for her mom as instructed. All right. Her mom put her on the side of the road with the dog and told her to wait. All right. Yeah, he has. Absolutely. And we're going to get into that as well. All right. So we got that covered for today. I appreciate that. We're looking into all that right now. So you guys, we just started this episode. As soon as I get into it a little further, you'll have more answers. All right. This is the first time I've presented this case. It just happened. All right. Now, scrutiny fell on Todd's erratic online behavior because of the disappearance and her TikToks. Now, on June 15th, she threatened. She said, "You try that again, and this is going to get ugly." While holding Claire, she said that. When police later examined her phone, they found searches for children's urns. Guys, a child's urn and funeral arrangements. Now, mind you, her daughter wasn't dead. She hadn't even gotten rid of her, and deepening concerns about her mental health followed because of TikTok. People had flagged a visible decline in her posts just days before. Now, authorities arrested Rachel on June 16th and charged her with unlawful child abandonment. She's appeared in a video conference. I'm going to show you that next. And her bail was denied. She remains in custody, listen, pending a mental health evaluation. All right. So I've given you kind of where and what and whatever. June 15th, Rachel reports her daughter missing in a store. All right. June 16th, 2 p.m., the family chihuahua was found dead on Highway 30. June 16th, later that afternoon, Rachel was arrested on suspicion of child abandonment. All right. Next day, 17th, she was officially charged. Bail hearing happened and denied. She's remanded for psychiatric evaluation. All right. Now, June 18th comes along at 2 p.m. and OPP drone rescues Claire alive in a ditch along Highway 417 in Albert, Ontario. Okay, so I hope that I'm giving you guys enough information. We're definitely going to talk about mental health and all of that. Let's watch a little bit of this, and then we're going to see a lot more. Okay, I'm gonna show you some of her TikToks right from her, and then we're gonna get into her arrest. All right, let me turn to get ugly. Look at this. All right, let's go back.
You try that again, and this is gonna get ugly.
What does that mean? What is she saying, guys? What is that? This is what they talked about in the news clipping.
You try that again, and this is gonna get ugly.
That I agree, Carrie. That I agree. Oh my goodness. I haven't even got into the dog.
You try that again, and this is gonna get ugly.
This lady's out of her freaking mind. I don't know what she's talking about, but let's take a look at her TikTok real quick. We're going to watch some of the declining videos, and then we're going to talk about the dog. We're going to do Dee Dee's breakdown. There's a lot of different things going on in this case, but ultimately we need justice for 3-year-old Claire Bell and that dog. I think that she should be charged for taking the life of the family dog. That is a crime, you guys. I've seen people charged with that before. All right, so there's her TikTok. If you guys want to go over and take a look, it's Cosmic Flow 44. And she's starting to decline. New coping mechanism, she says.
I look at people sometimes and think, God, you are such a fucking cunt. But it's not socially acceptable to say it out loud, so you think it in your head and just smile at them. Or is that just me? Do you ever look at people sometimes and think, God,
Yeah.
you are such a fucking cunt?
I was
It's
just
not socially
thinking that about you. I was just thinking that about her. What do you know?
I'm a nice person, man. I never want to hurt anybody's feelings, but I fucking will. I'm a nice person.
All right, like we're gonna watch some of the other compilations of what she did and how people think that she declined and why. After this, I just want you to get a sense of who we're talking about here.
All right. Well, after a year and a half of survival mode, 6 months of investigation, and an entire life burnt to the ground, my nervous system can finally feel safe with just existing again. So that's a relief. I'm a little disappointed I wasn't able to manifest more clarity as to why an environment that felt so safe to me for my entire adult life suddenly became a threat. But it's a relief to know that I'm not entirely nuts. So baby steps.
All right, so
well, after a year and a half of
all right, we're going to take her down, and I'm going to show you the father. We're going to talk about the dog, this lady, and I'm going to say about the dog. It is a felony. I live in San Jose here, guys, and there's a cat. They literally called him a cat. Fucker. There's a guy in San Jose that was going around having sex with people's cats and then murdering them. And I shouldn't have used that word, but he was literally charged for that. He was having sex with cats and then taking their lives all over San Jose. He did years for that, for doing that to cats or animals. Okay. So yeah, you haven't heard anything yet, Bree. Just buckle up. The potatoes are absolutely multiplying here. I'm going to stop this because I have a compilation, but I really do want to show you real quick who the father is. Now, the father doesn't show he doesn't show anything, I should say, of his daughter. So you guys always say, where's the dad? Why is the dad not involved? This is the dad that wasn't involved. Take a look here. We don't know why. We don't know what. We do see that he's a chef. He's on Instagram and he has lots of pictures and he looks like he's probably got a decent career going on. I'm not really sure, but there you go. There's Claire Bell's father. You saw Claire's mother. Now you're seeing the father. And I'm going to give you the supposition of what I'm thinking happened is that Rachel, something was going on with Rachel and there was maybe a custody thing between this guy and again, I'm just guessing here. This is Claire's dad. Claire's mom was Rachel, the person I just showed you. Now, this is the only thing I have on the father, Chef Matt. He's a chef, right? just like it says. He's got 3,830 followers and only 12 posts. You can see here he's got specialty food on the menu. Looks like a pretty decent chef. I'm not sure. I don't know much about him. I can dive deeper after this episode, but this is what we know right now. That's her mother, that's her father, and we're going to get into the rest of it now. All right, so Claire obviously is going to have recovery time. But let's see I'm going to look at her mom being arrested, and then we're going to watch her crazy self. All right, because she is a bit crazy here. Where'd that go? And I'm so glad that she didn't get out on bond, you guys, because too many people are getting out and not being held accountable. And then you're going to see the article about the dog.
34-year-old Rachel Todd appeared before a judge at the Valleyfield courthouse. She was wearing a red shirt and looked around the courtroom several times. Her bail hearing was set for Wednesday, but it's been postponed. Another hearing will be held Friday. The prosecution says at that point, the defense can present its intentions. It's not clear when the next bail hearing will be held. The prosecution objects to Todd's release.
The investigation is still ongoing, and for the safety of the public, for the administration of the justice, we object for now.
Todd nodded several times while the judge spoke.
Hold on, sorry about that.
To her, the Crown says a request has not been made to determine if Todd is apt to stand trial.
Not the Crown, not the defense, not the judge has for decide if she's fit to trial. It's for now she is.
She is facing one charge of abandoning a child. Lawyer Eric Sutton, who has no connection to the case, says depending on how the case develops, more charges could follow.
I'd be surprised if it finishes with.
I think more charges are going to follow.
I think it's really a starting point. I'd be very surprised if there aren't further charges.
Rachel Todd will remain detained.
And I'm so glad she's going to remain detained. Now, Rosie, nobody could stop and help anything because they only caught it on a camera. Okay, so there was a camera that saw her leaving the baby on the side of the road, and that's how they tied the two along with the drone. So nothing could have happened there, but someone did report Rachel for declining on her TikTok channel, and I'll tell you right now, those were part of the components of what was able to find out about the mom and look for little Claire. So I don't think anyone was directly able to step in. Nobody said anything. It wasn't like she said, I'm tired of this kid, I'm going to drop her and the dog off. It wasn't like that. But I do think, and I am so grateful that they did find her alive and well for the most part.
Expected back in court for her next hearing on Friday. Matt Grillo, CTV News, Valleyfield.
All right, so we're going to follow this case, absolutely going to follow this case, you guys, and see what jail time that she receives, etc. All right, let's talk about the dog now so we can tie the two in, and then we're going to get into the crazy TikTok videos. Look at that, guys. Now, that's from Journal of Montreal, and I had to convert that to English. Do me a favor, guys, hit that like button. If you go in or go out, there were 200 and something people in chat. I see 188 and counting. So if you do come in and you leave, just hit that like button for me. Do me a favor, get this in the algorithm. Genesis, thank you for covering the case. It's local to me, but I haven't seen any updates. And the update is that she is going to be in court again, and she's going to get charged. But nothing's been formally charged as far as the dog, and she hasn't gotten any more serious charges besides abandonment, but it's expected to happen hopefully next week. All right. So thank you, Pepper, so very much for the $2 super chat. Thank you, Jay, for all you do, and the Crime Crew. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that. If I missed anybody, Foxy Amazon, thank you for the 420 Guilty of Crime membership. Thank you. All right. Shout out to you. Now let's talk about the dog. Trigger warning. Okay. And Stella, trigger warning. Stella's helping you all out. All right. This Chihuahua was linked to little Claire, missing 3-year-old girl reported, found dead. This awesome little dog. And I got to tell you guys, I watch horror movies and I research true crime. I present true crime, but it's so hard for me to see or hear about an animal meeting its demise, right? So I don't like that. And trigger warning to you, Velvet Unicorn, shout out to you. All right. So this dog was found dead on the side of the road where Claire was found. All right. So the dog was also missing in the case of Claire LaSalle. I'm not sure how to say that. Girl was reported missing. Was reported found dead, the dog, on the side of Highway 30 near Highway 20 on Monday afternoon. Now, shortly after 2 p.m. this afternoon, they say an animal was found on the edge of the highway, very close to Highway 20. And according to initial findings, the animal could correspond to one of the possessions of the missing girl, which was Claire. All right. Now, this is the reporter. They got a little article. Rest in peace to Hazel. I believe I said the name was Hazel. That is little Hazel, and Hazel is no longer alive. All right. Everyone else's fault but her own. Absolutely. We're putting this on Rachel. All right. Was the dog with the girl? They suspect that she dropped Hazel off with Claire, and Claire made it safe for 3 days without food or water. They found her in a ditch, but when they found Hazel, Hazel was no longer alive. So rest in peace to Hazel. You know how we do with all the animals. Very sad. But the good part of the story is that Claire was found and she's getting help right now. All right. Yes, the dog was unalived. We don't know exactly how, but they're putting it on Rachel. All right. So no, the dog was jumped when Rachel got the souvenir ship and realized Hazel was there. But Claire, thank you, Jenna. I know you're local to this. It doesn't say much in there, but we're learning as we go. So we appreciate you. All right. Let's keep going. All right. So the police have been moving heaven and earth to find Claire. She's been missing for several hours at that point. It led up to several days. And there you go. According to information, the little girl was reported missing at the same time as the family dog, Hazel, a long-haired Chihuahua. According to their information, the girl was accompanied by her mother shortly before her disappearance. The woman reportedly left home without her cell phone. The 3-year-old child was reportedly last seen Sunday morning in LaSalle borough of Montreal. Now there's the fireworks store, guys. That's where she went into to report Claire missing. That's where she walked into, and you can see what they have up there. All right. So they're looking there. They have the cameras. They're doing what they need to do and getting to the bottom of this. All right. So late afternoon, the child's mother showed up barefoot at that store I just showed you, about 50 kilometers away, to report her daughter missing. Her vehicle was found in front of the business, apparently parked in a hurry. The woman said that she lost her child and didn't know where she was, authorities said, and hence intense police searches have been underway, and they brought little Claire home. Thank God for that. All right. So if the father is the custodial parent, we'll get into that in a bit. I don't have much information on that, on that person. All right. So we're going to now see Claire's mother's mental health. We're going to watch that decline with each other. Okay. So let's put that on and let's watch that. Now, remember, it's TikTok. So TikTok doesn't always have the best. This is Matt Thibodeau. He's on TikTok, but it's converted to a YouTube video. I didn't want to use Plunder just because it's like 8 hours and I just don't want to use her content if I don't have to. All right, we're going to watch Rachel's mental health decline for everybody to see. It was filmed and we're going to watch it. All right, so let's watch that together.
And it's twofold. It's inside and outside. So because I'm used to making decisions, obviously with, some logic, because
not much logic.
Recognition is important because that's how the universe communicates. But
what is she talking about?
Anyways.
I'm thinking a lot. Hold on. Did you hear what she said? Pattern recognition because the universe communicates like that? What does that even mean, y'all? I'm going to go back a little. I turned it up. I'm not sure what she's saying. This is her mental decline, all right? And somebody turned her in. Several people, as a matter of fact, made reports saying that she was declining in real life and they were afraid.
And it's twofold. It's inside and outside. So because I'm used to making decisions, obviously with, you know, some logic, because pattern recognition is important, because that's how the universe communicates, but whatever. Anyways.
I'm thinking a lot about the moon and the stars, how it all seems to affect us all lately. I've recently decided to shed all societal expectations, which includes everything your parents, siblings, loved ones, every memory you've ever had, telling you who you should be. Since I'm so curious, sent me on this journey to understand a deeper commonality. Now, don't think that she's on something, because I don't think she's on something. And yeah, it's an excuse, absolutely an excuse. But it is something that somebody, I'm glad that they turned it in. I'm not sure what the father did about it. I really want to know more, and I'm going to dive deeper as this progresses. But it's weird what she's saying, guys. It's really weird. She's talking nonsense. I mean, honestly, most of you guys you guys grew up in the, 70s, 80s, 90s. If you've ever done either shrooms or acid or something like that, that's how she's talking. All right. She's making no sense. And hey, I'm not saying I didn't do a shroom or 2 or 3 or 5 or 10 back in the days, but that's how you talk and how you think when you're on something and your mind is just out of there. It just doesn't make sense. All right. You've seen it firsthand. She lost her mind. Welcome, Bernadette. Good to see you. Something beyond psychology and emotions.
Big update. The universe just opened a door and literally shoved
Hold on. The universe opened the door and what?
me through it, and I took it. We were supposed to have a big family shindig on Sunday, on the 29th. And I woke up early with my daughter and spent the morning with her. And then I want to get stuff done with my day. So I try and wake up my husband. But that's like dealing with a teenager. I can't believe I didn't see it. Anyways. Around the same time, I realized where I find out that.
All right, y'all, if y'all just walked in, you might have to go back and rewatch this. This is the TikTok mom, Rachel, that dumped her 3-year-old daughter on the highway and killed her family dog. Did her mental decline expose this? That's what I'm asking you today. So if you just rolled in here, this is Rachel. This is Claire's mom. Claire was found 3 days later, no food, no water, with a black eye, all soiled and dirty. Okay. All right, let's keep going.
The family shindig has been canceled due to weather. Fascinating. Another Christmas mishap in that household. And by the third time I try and wake up my husband, I'm at the end of my rope. And shit blew up. And within a split second, I decided to pack my entire life and leave.
Happy New Year. All right, so we're watching her decline. We're going to watch her decline now. Tiff helped me with the case, and she says she's pretty sure the father may have been the custodial parent and the mom may have just had visitation. I am not 100% sure, because Tiff is helping me do this. I'm going to take her word for now, but don't crucify me if I'm wrong. All right. There's 222 people in chat. Please say a prayer that Claire Bell gets the help she needs and gets to be with, hopefully, her father if he's a good dad. Mrs. Mint, what's up? Shout out to you. Thank you for gifting the 10 Guilty of Crime memberships. I appreciate you. All right, let's go. Yeah, wackadoodle, guys. Wackadoodle.
I feel like the world's biggest idiot. Can't seem to sleep. I have too much on my mind. Just been thinking about how I've spent my entire life diminishing my being, the convenience for everyone else, in fear of being too much or too intimidating or whatever. Just had another little breakdown. Around and around we go. Goddamn merry-go-round. Cycles are speeding up, so I'm thinking that I'm getting closer to breaking.
I mean, do you hear what she's saying, you guys? This is her declining on TikTok, all right? She's on TikTok. People watch her videos, and she's spiraling. You guys know if you came on to here and I started talking a bunch of gibberish, and you're like, Jay, but what's up? And I'm not making sense, and I'm going crazy, and all right? I'm pretty sure you guys would understand too. Now, Martine, she does have a disturbing look in her eyes, and it only gets worse. That's why we're going to watch this and then find out more. I'm going to go back to a news article that's telling you what's happening, and then we're going to break down even further, all right?
Subconscious wheel doesn't stop turning. I'm a little bit of a wreck. I just finished having lunch with my daughter and my ex-husband, trying to figure out an arrangement. Despite everything I have going on, separation.
Okay, so we got a little more insight, guys. She just talked about the separation, and she talked about her ex and the baby. So she's melting and feeding this and feeding into whatever she's talking about out loud. I gotta tell you, she's feeding her sadness. But listen up, guys. If this little girl had a father that was stable and the courts gave her to him, why did she not just not get visitation rights? Why didn't she go to the court and say, I can't do this even on my off days? Why in the hell would anybody take a little beautiful little angel like that and dump her on the side of the highway? You know that she was hoping for something to happen and then her demise. She was going to say that she went somewhere, the little girl got out, and she made up a whole story about her being lost. She was looking to kill that little girl, Claire. I'm telling you right now, my ex talked like this when he stopped taking this, and there's a good possibility. But what is she doing? Why did she try to take her life? She needs to be charged more than abandonment, guys, because that little girl, that's a miracle.
Childcare schedules, work restructuring, financial restructuring, moving, you name it. My whole life turned on its side. Still feel them. Oh boy, really make a girl go crazy, because I don't know how much of it is real and how much of it is in my head, but the good news is whatever I'm feeling, it's softer now. So I just got back from seeing my therapist because in light of all my
Okay, therapy, that's a step in the right direction, guys. And again, yesterday, you know, we're like an ABC special here on Guilty of Crime. We try to take each topic each day and get something out of it, right? Yesterday it was, hey, don't be so harsh on your children. You don't want them to run away. Talk to them, and if something bad happens, get them into therapy. Now, today's episode is like, if you're gonna flip out and do something like this, and you're filming it, you could literally film it and see her demise. Do something about it. Tell the therapist, hey, I'm thinking about hurting my child. Tell your ex, I don't want her. I can't take care of her. Okay, she does sound different, and it's progressively happening as we're watching these.
huge life changes. While it feels in line, my ego keeps trying to convince me that I've gone fucking nuts because it's unknown. All
right, let me tell you about this so I don't have to tell you after. While you see her face, Now, she's being charged with child abandonment. More charges are possible while they investigate it. But listen here, I didn't tell you about the other web searches on this lady, Rachel's phone, this momster, okay? She was looking to buy children's urns. She also was looking to make funeral arrangements and other undisclosed troubling content that I bet is going to come out soon. All right. Now we're watching her. She allegedly posted a disturbing TikTok, which I showed you earlier, that said, if you try this again, it's going to get ugly. And then she also says, have you ever faced a mother that has nothing to lose? So there's some disturbing things on here that I think she should be charged more. Yes, she was trying to get a funeral going. She was going to buy an urn. She was premeditatedly planning her daughter's death, and it didn't work out. And listen to her.
It's unsafe. It's, for me, absolutely wild. So the good news is that I have not gone crazy, that I seem to be seeing things clearly. However, she did stress the importance of being vigilant of my mindset in this transitional phase. Right. Which I recognize because my old patterns love to sneak back. I finally figured out what the hell's up with this fundamental shift that I'm feeling.
I mean, she's explaining what she's feeling, and there's a fundamental shift in her brain, but she's looking up funeral arrangements and to buy an urn. She was premeditatedly planning her daughter's death. All right. What's up, Avis? Good to see you, my friend. Yeah, her therapist ought to be sued. Somebody should, but really, I'm grateful that little Claire is alive. And what are we going to do next? What's going to happen next? We need to lock her up for as long as we can. And she never needs to get custody of that little girl again. I'm sorry. I know it sounds harsh, but that little girl could have died.
It for a while. But I've been resisting out of fear, frankly.
Yes.
Fear of losing control, I guess, because this shift is monumental. The universe pushed me so hard.
I'm going to give you a big shout out for Scratch That Paint. Scratch That Paint says, I went through this and I was dropped off by my son. I was dropped my son off at his dad when he was only supposed to be there for a month, but ended up being there for years. You know what, Scratch That Paint? Shout out to you. A big hug, big love to you. Thank you for doing that. All right. I don't know what the outcome was, but it's better than being dangerous to a child. And we're watching this. All right. We don't know who pushed her. It sounds like it was a mental break.
I no longer have the physical capacity to allow anyone to demand more from me than I'm giving. I'm feeling so connected to the universe, and it's hard to put into words, obviously, but whatever's this planetary alignment is doing, or I don't know, just the synchronicities that I'm seeing in my life and the meaning behind it, it's just divine timing. I just officially quit my job.
Now, I want you guys to know that her TikToker followers did flag these videos and try to get help. But now we don't know where a TikToker, we can't find them. We're not, thankfully, you can't just look them up and go to their house and knock on their door, right? In this case, I wish someone would have. Thank God Claire's still alive. But this is going to be great for court, for them to see what was going on with her mentally. And I don't care if she doesn't get forever in jail, but she needs to get no custody of that little girl. And you're going to see why. All right?
Still happening. I know there's something to learn. It's just driving me bananas. As soon as I get into a good mood, I hear a name that should not be mentioned in my ether.
Sometimes I just wish clean breaks existed. Navigating somebody else's hell,
Yes.
a great advantage. Something I won't be doing again, but it's given me the ability to manage my own hell. And when I say hell, I mean, the darkness that lives within us all. It's been a couple months I've been looking at apartments and nothing has felt right.
Yeah, so if you listen to this, you hear the story in these declining TikToks, guys. You hear that she lost her husband, she lost her job, she lost her everything. Everything's stacking, everything's declining. Now, Teresa, I do want to tell you, a lot of people don't have anyone to talk to, and that's why they go on to social media. They're looking for these relationships, and many times the relationships are a parasocial one, like I've talked about before. Many people connect with people on social media and they feel like they have a real friend or they have somebody that they know, and that happens both ways. Okay, it happens to people that are doing the social media and people that are watching the social media. And I bring that to say this: we're going to cover a case this week of the YouTuber that just took her life for being bullied on social media, okay? Because she couldn't separate social media from her real life, and she didn't know what to do except to take her own life. This just happened. This is not an old case, all right? So this is what we're seeing. We are in this day and age.
May have been a little bit of fear too, but whatever. It is what it is. I may not have been ready to make such a big life decision, but if I don't make the decision now, I'm going to have to wait another month, and I just don't want to.
So I think I'm finally ready to share a big chunk of what I've learned. What is apparently called the divine journey. And I mean, there's an infinite amount of flavors. Everybody's is completely unique to their own situation, their own energy.
I know.
But ultimately, it's the journey of rediscovering our independent wholeness, because we are reflections of the universe. We contain our own little universes inside.
Yeah,
So I've officially gone nuts. And
she just said, I officially have gone nuts. How did she get that little girl is what I want to know. I don't know, but I know that she should not have had her in her custody, all right, by any means. You can hear her declining, all right? Now, did I miss something? Carolina Hurtado said, do you know if she's 5150? No, they did not say that. I know she's in jail. They did not say she's on a mental health hold. They said they are going to they're going to check her mental health. Like, they have to give her testing and things, but it's not a hold or anything. All right. And we're going to hear more soon.
I am accepting it.
I came across just an abundance of evidence pertaining to how much our energy fields actually do impact. And so more to come about all this, but balancing our own energies and understanding our own power as human beings is so vital.
It's officially the last day of my old life.
Good morning. I come to you this morning with
It's the last day of my old life. I'm going to drop off my dog and my kid on the side of the road and get rid of them forever. Yes, they're evaluating her mental health. I'm sorry. Sometimes I forget a certain word when I'm saying so many words. So thank you, Just Josie. All right, let's keep going. She would have tried to be functional. That was never happening. But things that she says are real. She talks about balancing your, whatever she's talking about. Those things can be pulled out and they can be beneficial for you to say the universe gives you what you put out, things like that. But to have your whole world encompassing that and believe that if you drop your dog and your child off and they die, that your world's going to be that much better. Now that's sick. All right. The universe. I believe in the universe and all that stuff too, but she's taking it way far.
fantastic news. It finally happened. I can confidently say,
yeah, she did,
that I've gone nuts.
No matter what I do, I can't seem to squelch the fury that I feel. And I'm not used to having that. I don't know what to do with it.
I hate the spirals of healing. Oh my God. I've been doing so well the last couple weeks. And today I had like a full-blown meltdown. All right. Well, after a year and a half of survival mode, 6 months of investigation, and an entire life burnt to the ground, my nervous system can finally feel safe with just existing again. So that's a relief.
You try that again, and this is going to get ugly.
and that was the TikTok. Oh, sorry about that. That's Matthew Thibodeau, by the way. I didn't mean to start all over. All right, let's continue.
Balancing our own energies and understanding our own power as human beings is so vital. It's officially the last day of my old life.
Good morning. I come to you this morning with fantastic news.
She's a freaking wackadoo.
And I'm not used.
Does she not look like somebody on one of those Disney cartoons that's like a witch? She turned into this one lady that looks one way, laughing and smiling about what she does. And right here, she looks like a witch from Disney. All right. And yeah, you're right. Absolutely. That poor baby. We're going to keep talking about that next. She's not even trying to hide her crazy. I don't understand this, guys.
Used to having that. I don't know what to do with it.
I hate the spirals of healing. Oh my God. I've been doing so well the last couple weeks. And today I had like a full-blown meltdown. All right. Well, after a year and a half of survival mode, 6 months of investigation, and an entire life burnt to the ground, my nervous system can finally feel safe with just existing again. So that's
all right. So we see she feels like everything was burnt to the ground. All right. So now we're going to get into this for those of you that just came in, and then we're going to dive into what we see there. All right. So mom's arrested, police in Montreal searching for 3-year-old Claire. I'm going to show you what happened during this.
Over the weekend, her mother now arrested. Let's listen in here.
Ask the surrounding municipalities to not collect garbage.
Yeah, this is temporary, and this is a normal procedure to ask the cities and municipalities around to hold the garbage collection and the recycling item collection. What? So we ask the cities all around the search area to put an hold for the recycling and garbage collection. This is a normal procedure for this kind of operation.
Now, also, if you just walked in here, guys, not only what Mimi saying that is true, but she was looking on her cell phone for buying an urn and paying for a funeral. All right. If that was an intention. So yes, you heard that right. Buying an urn and paying for a funeral. TikTok mom dumps her 3-year-old daughter and family dog on the highway to die. All right. Now that's not temporary. That's not a temporary solution. She feels like it's a break to start a new life. Just get rid of your child. She does look possessed by the end. All right. This is what's happening in Canada.
How hard is it knowing how many hours it's been and that this is a 3-year-old girl?
Yeah,
a 3-year-old.
We want to find the girl quickly, so we put many resources to find the girl.
Thank
as
God.
soon as possible.
Thank God.
This is hard because we have a large area, and we want to have some information from the public. So if somebody saw the gray vehicle, the gray Ford Escape 2007.
All right, so that's what they're looking for. What I wanted to pull up was when they found her, you guys, because this is huge and I have to document this. Toddler was found after a 4-day search. I didn't even realize it was 4 days. So this is just the news. It's kind of hard to understand. It's the news about them, and they're looking for a vehicle and searching for 3-year-old Claire. Okay, now the mom was arrested during this time because they had to hold her. They thought that she abandoned the baby, Claire, and she did. All right, so let me put this on. I really want to show you when they found her, and then we'll look at the interview a little bit better with the deception detective video that just came out. Montreal toddler found alive after a 4-day search. Now, the dog was found dead. Okay. Now, what the hell? She was lying in a ditch. Yes, the little girl was found in a ditch with a black eye, all soiled on her clothes and dehydrated in a ditch. You heard that right. Let's listen.
A missing 3-year-old girl was found alive and alone
Yes,
Wednesday,
yes.
spotted by a police drone just off Highway
Yep.
417 near Castleman, Ontario. Dehydrated but well. Sources told Radio-Canada she said she was waiting for her mother.
Now that picture, you guys, is blurred out, which I'm grateful for. I have the picture that's not blurred out, and that little angel is a miracle, Marilyn. But that little angel, her black eye is so bad that it almost made me, I don't get to tears often, but look at her clothes. She's soiled herself. She's dirty. I'm sure she's exhausted and dehydrated with the biggest black eye. I don't know how she got a black eye, but she wandered for 4 days during a search and was found in a ditch. Don't you think that she probably fell or something hit her on the side of the road? Disgusting.
Mother to come back. Police say finding a child alive after 4 days of intensive searching is rare.
After 3 days,
Yeah.
it's probably the first time.
We're lucky it didn't rain, so there was less chance of hypothermia. With all the mosquitoes, and there were so many ticks, so she was lucky. Yeah.
The toddler had last been seen on Sunday morning in Montreal's LaSalle borough. The same day, her mother reported her missing in Coteau-du-Lac, about 60 kilometers west of Montreal. Investigators widened their search Wednesday after receiving a tip that the child was spotted in Ontario.
It's the kind of case where you think, okay, more and more time's gone by, this can't end well. And
Statistically, it doesn't end well, and especially after the first 24 to 48 hours. It's an absolute miracle. Rest in peace to Hazel, the family Chihuahua. I really do hope they charge her with that death of the dog. Like I told you, in San Jose, they charge you for hurting any kind of animal, all right? Especially your family dog. Who does that?
And sometimes, sadly, it does not end well. But yesterday, it had the best ending we could hope for.
CBC Radio-Canada tracked down the key witness who spoke to police. She didn't want to go on camera, but says that she didn't contact the police because she doesn't follow the news, and she didn't know she had information that they needed. She's still shaken by the whole situation and cried when she learned that the girl was still alive. An Amber Alert wasn't issued in this case, but could it have made a difference? Quebec Provincial Police say it didn't meet the criteria.
Right away, we didn't have.
Now, is this another case without an Amber Alert? Remember, this is in Canada, guys. I read that in the article earlier. I didn't read it to you guys, but they did not issue an Amber Alert. I don't understand why they don't do that when they did have the criteria. They saw the car she was in and they had footage. I'm not really sure. Let's listen to him, but why? Is it really that much more of a is it that much of a cost or a burden to issue one? I don't know. If anybody knows, let me know.
An abduction. So that's the first criteria that's not there. So it's important that when we issue an Amber Alert, you need to understand it's an abduction. It's an adult that's taking a kid. This is how we want to find it, and this is how you can reach us.
Some say the criteria should be reviewed, including Amélie Lemieux. Her daughters Nora and Rami were abducted and killed by their father 5 years ago. When a 3-year-old is missing, her safety and security is compromised, she says. I would prefer to have known on Sunday. But the Sûreté du Québec says on average, 9,000 children are reported missing each year.
If we were to issue an Amber Alert, that would be something that the people would take on the side and don't look at it anymore.
The investigation into what exactly happened to the girl is still ongoing. Her mother is charged with child abandonment. And
yes, you're absolutely right, Stella. She said she lost her child. She was hoping and planning for her daughter to no longer be alive. And when they found her, she was going to plan a funeral, buy an urn, and start a new life. I'm so glad that she didn't get to that plan. All right. Mrs. Mint says, I love my 3 kids, but the thought of harming my dog is beyond me. I couldn't think of hurting my kids. And I think most of us, if not all of us, feel the exact same way. All right. We have safety and behavior plans for kids at school, and they basically do nothing. I'm so sorry to hear that. All right, let's keep going.
And will be appearing in court Friday to set a date for bail hearing.
And by the way, like I said, she went to court. They set it for a bail hearing, and she got no bail because they are evaluating her mental health, folks. All right. Now let's talk about this. I'm so glad. I wasn't planning on playing this video today, but you know, we all love DD and we also love Plunder. I just didn't want to use her content without a lot of context. So this explains everything, DD says. Let's talk about this brand new video.
That felt so safe to me for my entire adult life suddenly became a threat. But it's a relief to know that I'm not entirely nuts, so baby steps.
You try that again, and this is gonna get ugly.
That's Rachel Todd, and she was arrested for abandoning her daughter, Claire Bell, just hours after uploading that last TikTok. But were there any early warning signs? In today's video, let's analyze her.
Okay, so we saw the video of the meltdown, which is different than the ones you might have seen if you were playing the one on Plunder or you went directly to TikTok. All right, now we're going to go with this. We're going to look at the early warning signs even before that. And it absolutely sounds like she's convincing herself. But whatever she convinced herself, she did convince herself, because that little angel did almost die. She almost came to her demise, you guys. The dog did.
Account and find out. I'm Deception Detective, an attorney trained in statement analysis. This channel exposes lies and manipulation. So if that's your thing, hit subscribe. For exclusives and other cool perks, join the channel. Link in description. When someone tells you who they are, believe them. That's Rachel's TikTok in a nutshell. But before we grab our deception decks and break it down video by video, here's a quick update on the case.
Missing 3-year-old Quebec girl has been found alive. Police say she was found safe this afternoon in eastern Ontario.
That was fantastic news, guys. We put that out on the feed. Thank you to Tiff for sending that and creating it. All right, let's keep going. Seeing the photo, Jay, she wouldn't have made it another 24 hours. And a Lady Justice, I can't even believe she made it for 4 days. You're absolutely right. I've seen that photo. I've zoomed in on that photo, and boy, do I know. All right, Roxanne says an Amber Alert would not help any more than a regular bolo. Be on the lookout. Well, they didn't do that at all. So I understand what you're saying. They did have the make, model, and color of the car by her mom. But regardless, she made it. She's home. We got to have better in-place preparation for something like that when it happens. More. So glad you're here. Thank you for being a member for 11 months. All right, let's listen up.
Global's Dan Spector is following the story for us. Dan, how did they find her and how is she?
Donna, almost 72 hours after she first went missing, Claire Bell has been found a province away, alive and safe. Now police are among those celebrating the good news after 3 days of uncertainty. Bell was spotted alone on the side of a highway in eastern Ontario by an Ontario Provincial Police drone, about 100 kilometers west of where police began their search in Quebec. Officers say she was conscious when she was taken into the hands of paramedics and sent to a hospital nearby. Authorities in Ontario got involved today after police spoke to a witness who said she had seen Claire and her mother Rachel Todd on Sunday afternoon. This is the 4th day more than 150 police resources have been searching this area west of Montreal for the little girl.
Poor angel.
Her mother Rachel Todd had another court appearance today where she is charged with child abandonment. She has another court appearance coming up this Friday and remains detained. But for now, A major sense of euphoria has struck this whole area as the best possible scenario
Absolutely. Amen to that.
has unfolded. Donna.
All right, Dan Spector in Coteau-du-Lac, Quebec. Thank you.
Thankfully, this case had a happy ending, but it was by no
Yes.
means guaranteed. If the Ontario Provincial Police hadn't been so good at their jobs, who knows what could have happened to little Claire.
Agreed.
So this video is more about preventing the next Rachel Todd. And that's why we'll be analyzing this video by a friend of the channel, Plunder True Crime, which compiles all of her TikToks in chronological order. I've only seen bits and pieces of this, so we're going to be reacting to it together.
And this is a whole different video than the ones that we watched earlier, guys. So don't worry, we're not going to be on repeat. There's a few things, but it's a real good breakdown, all right? Justice for Claire, absolutely. Sherry Helton, good to see you, my friend. Justice for Claire, absolutely. Absolutely. Let's go.
All right, let's watch.
I've come to realize that some stories, we don't need an ending. They just exist.
Yep.
This is my love letter to the soul that's intertwined with mine.
Absolutely,
There's a big
Ariel.
part of me that wants to send you this letter right now, but I now understand why I can't. If only you knew how much I love you and how deep and true that love is. I wish you could see things more clearly and come to me. But I also understand that your journey is your own.
Yep.
I see the pain that you've been navigating your life from, and I forgive you. I understand how powerful these forces can be. Without real acts of life, of love to anchor you, it can feel impossible to overcome alone.
Thank you.
Falling in love with you wasn't my intention, but it happened, and I don't regret a thing. I wonder sometimes what you think of me, but I don't care about your doubts or your fears. They don't diminish my love for you. And I think by now you know that much, at least.
Yes.
No matter how much time passes, I will always hold hope and love in my heart for you. I haven't figured out the exact why or how, but I know our love is timeless.
Meltdown.
2 bits of context. First, she apparently made her TikTok account about a year ago, and these early TikToks are addressed to her ex-boyfriend. Second, I'm not a clinician, so I can't officially diagnose anyone, but if you followed my channel for a while, you'll know that we've analyzed plenty of people who have been officially diagnosed. We've analyzed everything from narcissists to sexual sadists to stalkers and so on. And one of the best indicators of a bipolar disorder is actually linguistic. It's a ton of self-referencing. In other words, they use the words I and me a lot.
Yep.
So let's listen out for that as we continue watching these TikToks. And just to put this on the record, I don't care what someone's disorder is. If they hurt a kid, they need to be.
Absolutely. All right. I'm not here to debate anyone's mental health and what they did to evaluate it or treat it, but we are here to watch out for children. All right. So, all right, let's keep going. I'm not sure what's happening in chat, but yeah, she's very dramatic. I don't know if she's bipolar. I'm not going to start throwing out diagnoses of that, a diagnosis at all, but something's not right. Something's off, and something caused her to drop that little girl and leave her for dead.
Be punished. All right, let's watch.
Okay, big update. The universe just opened a door and literally shoved me through it, and I took it. We were supposed to have a big family shindig on Sunday, the 29th, and I woke up early with my daughter and spent the morning with her. And then I want to get stuff done with my day, so I try and wake up my husband. But that's like dealing with a teenager. I can't believe it.
Okay, so we're thinking it's the ex-husband. I see people in chat asking, what is she talking about? Is she talking about a boyfriend, an ex-boyfriend, a husband, an ex-husband? She's all over the place. As far as I'm concerned, she's talking about her ex-husband. She's referring to herself. She's referring to her daughter, but mostly it's all about her, guys. All right. So thank you, guys. Thank you for all being here. Hit that like button if you do leave or you're just coming in.
Anyways, around the same time, I realized where I find out that the family shindig has been canceled due to weather. Fascinating. Another Christmas mishap in that household. And by the third time I try and wake up my husband, I'm at the end of my rope. And shit blew up. And within a split second, I decided to pack my entire life and leave. Within 24 hours, I packed 4 carloads
of things. The crawl space, the garage, the basement, my room, some of my daughter's stuff, linen closet, washroom, coat closet, you name it, everything. I was told that I had to give the car back, which is fine. I had another car, my car.
Oh, they're absolutely already considering that right now. They haven't even got to any kind of charges or sentencing, you guys. All right. So you're absolutely right about that. They are going to consider that. And this may be, you guys, we may be seeing the first signs of her having a mental breakdown. She might have already had mental health issues, but maybe she wasn't diagnosed or she wasn't diagnosed properly. I don't know. I'm not here to diagnose her. Maybe she's just a narcissist, but they absolutely are going to consider the mental evaluation that they're doing on her now while she's locked up. And they're going to consider that all the way through charging and sentencing. We haven't even got to any of that yet. All right, let's keep going. We will follow this case.
Probably subconsciously might feel safe. Funnily enough, somebody put a nail in my tire. And again, within 24 hours, I got new tires. I got the garage to come and pump air in it so I could get the tires changed. I revolutionized my life within one day. The bitch is back.
Happy New Year. I feel like the world's biggest idiot.
You look like one too.
Spent my entire life guarding myself from everyone and everything. And I have the balls to turn around and complain that I feel alone.
You have a baby.
Funny part is I didn't even realize it.
Rachel went from being on top of the world and packing up her entire life and moving to being down in the dumps on New Year's. And I didn't splice those two TikToks together. They were posted back to back, which could be another clue that she's manic depressive. And if that's the case, I'm not surprised that she posted the down in the dumps video on New Year's. Milestones like birthdays, holidays, anniversaries are well-known triggers for manic episodes. Indeed, I doubt it's a coincidence that she abandoned her daughter on Father's Day. Personally, I find it fascinating to look at the videos that someone posted.
You know, I didn't even catch that it was on Father's Day, you guys. This year on Father's Day, I didn't even realize that. So, interesting. Tell me if this wasn't premeditated. Another Travis Decker situation where you're trying to hurt the other parent by taking the child. This absolutely is going to be factored into all of this as well. So you can't tell me that she didn't know what she was doing when she did it on that day. She recorded her spiraling because she's a TikToker or whatever. All of this. All right. And feeling alone, you know, I know people do feel alone and they do what they need to do, but I just don't understand her talking about feeling alone when she had her daughter. All right. I don't get it. Yeah. 3 days on Father's Day. I see. All right. I don't have sympathy for this lady because she was a grown ass woman and she didn't do anything to help herself. All right. She did nothing to help herself and she fed into her own bullshit.
Posted in retrospect, now that we know what they're really like. And I recently learned that the mother and another Canadian missing child case we're analyzing on the channel, Malaya Brooks Murray, used to have a YouTube account where she has some videos that we could analyze too. Let me know if you want to continue analyzing these TikToks and maybe even check out Malaya's YouTube channel in future videos. Check the end card for that playlist and the Claire Bell video I made while the search was still going on. Until next time, stay true.
All right. I think we covered this pretty well today, you guys. I love you. There's so many people here. I love it when a lot of people come on a day that's just chill. A lot of people haven't heard about the case, but I just love how supportive you guys are coming here to the channel every day. Thank you. Good to see you, Marilyn. AI Henry. I've been seeing you in chat, lady. Thank you. In chat lately. Thank you. All right, E. Carolina says, that's not good enough in my opinion. Documenting her mental decline, she should have yelled it from the rooftops to get help. Baby girl, you have seriously been hurt. Yes, she dumped her daughter off for dead, and then also her dog died when she dumped it off. So thank you guys so much for being here, supporting the channel. Just by you watching the channel and hitting that like button, I do want you to know that it helps so much. And then also the help that comes with supporting the channel and watching, right? Because the only way I can keep making it is if I keep having people watch it and hit the like button. All right. So I appreciate you guys. If you just got here, please go back and be part of the rewatch crew. Share this with your community. A lot of these videos are out from Plunder or snippets are out from DD, but it doesn't have the whole story. Today in this episode, we told you the whole story. Now there's more that we can get into, but I think I laid the foundation pretty well. All right. Rachel hugs. Today is 2 years that my dad died. And I wouldn't have never said that, Tiff, to the audience. So you guys, Tiff's a little bit down today. I don't know. I can't speak for her, but Tiff, we all love you. You're part of our Guilty of Crime family. We appreciate you. And everybody, please do send love to Tiff. Good vibes and love. I'm sure many of us understand. You're absolutely welcome. Tomorrow we're going to be covering, I believe we're going to be covering either Ellen Greenberg or we're going to cover the YouTuber that took her own life. All right. Either way, we're going to do that this week. We have Thursday and Friday left. So we are absolutely going to be covering those two topics. Let me know what you think. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern. All right. Much love to you. I see you in chat showing all the love. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And we'll be back tomorrow. Have a good night.
Guilty of Crime.
I want to thank you for watching. If you enjoyed my content, please share this video, like, and subscribe. You can also follow me over at Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, or Gmail. If you'd like to donate to my channel, you can use Cash App or Venmo or PayPal. Thank you very much in advance. Guilty of Crime.
Are you guilty of crime?